Ron Siegel Radio, your home and mortgage connection.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries as we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion, delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family or business can benefit in current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day. We have a very focused show. We only chat about items that affect the roof over your head, your bank account, and anything I feel would benefit you. And you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Just remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are operators standing by.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
Well, I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan, a plan to save you money. I personally work with you. Even if you don't have any needs today, save this number in your phone for future reference, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Gas prices in Hawaii being so much cheaper than we are, $4.46 a gallon there in Hawaii. Now, as I started to say, that we get our prices, we get our gas numbers from AAA every morning. And AAA is telling us that out of the top 10, the worst 10, actually, is it top 10 or worst 10? Worst 10 states for gas prices. Number 10 on there. Now, California leads the way at $4.70 a gallon. $3.26 is what it takes to get all the way to the 10th worst state. So $1.50 a gallon below where we are in California. And we're getting worse, right? So Valero leaving the state of California, they make 12% of our gasoline. They refine 12% of our gasoline. Economics 101, they still teach that, I think, in school. I learned it back in the dark ages at Chapman College. And they taught us there that supply and demand, as the supply goes down, the prices go up. So not only are we getting another tax increase on gasoline prices in California, starting in July 1st, I think it goes into effect. Yes, just in time for us to go away for July 4th weekend. The gas price, we're going to get another 65 cents a gallon. I don't think they're allowed to do taxes, so I think they're going to call it a fee this time. Just the way it is here in California. You got to love it. And we're watching all of this stuff. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, understanding today's mortgage rates is 3% coming back. You know better than that. I don't think it is. How your credit score is just like the U.S. credit rating. Rental exams. Is it for the landlord or is it for the consumer? We're going to talk about it. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, it's 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you missed any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio, your home and mortgage connection.
Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564. Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Are you like many of your neighbors trying to figure out how to pay off your debts so you can retire someday? Build bigger savings. Invest in opportunities. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Debt will destroy 50% of Americans from being able to retire earlier and with more. What if you could have a guaranteed program that could show you how to eliminate all of your debt in 10 years or less? All without having to spend more each month than you spend right now. Yes, that's correct. All without spending more from your checkbook each month than you are today. Get your free analysis today to see if you qualify. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Log on today for your free analysis. rsrnodebt.com. No purchase necessary. The free analysis takes only 2 minutes. rsrnodebt.com. Ron Siegel Radio is your home and mortgage connection. Go to rsrnodebt.com. rsrnodebt.com.
Confused about the home buying process? Or curious how much you really know about buying a home? Take the First Home IQ quiz to test your understanding of buying a home. Created by the nonprofit First Home IQ, this 5-minute quiz will give you a score, what you missed, and why. Take the quiz in 5 minutes at rsrlinks.com/FHIQ and find out what you need to know about buying your first home. That's rsrlinks.com/FHIQ.
Are you a renter and tired of making monthly payments? Paying off someone else's mortgage? Hey, it's Ron Siegel here to help you stop renting and start owning your dream home with amazing low interest rates. And you could potentially qualify for a $500,000 home for less than $5,000 out of pocket. So stop renting. Start owning with Ron Siegel. Learn more at ronsiegelradio.com and start owning today. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you paying rent because you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you paying rent because you don't believe you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? At Siegel Lending Team at ronismylender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel Lending Team today at ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037. ronismylender.com.
Do you believe Southern California real estate is a great investment? Are you a little short to be a cash investor? Are you missing the Social Security card or tax returns? The Siegel Lending Team has the loans for you. Common Sense Lending is back. Yes, there's a cost to higher risk, but the reward can be great. Call today for details. 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 217037 and DRE number 1869452.
Do you own a luxury home or planning to purchase one? If so, your home may be your largest asset, but your mortgage may also be your largest debt. The Siegel Lending Team is offering amazing financing opportunities right now. Jumbo loans up to $2 million, 30-year rates in the 3%, and 15-year rates in the 2s. Learn more at ronsiegelradio.com or call me directly. My number is 800-306-1990, licensed under NMLS 217037. Equal Housing Lender.
Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel Lending Team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel Lending Team knows that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 21037 and DRE number 018694552.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference in the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial when you're ready for that next home loan. Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Every day at this time, OBMMI, they provide the most comprehensive, accurate, timely, and interactive analysis of pricing ever conducted in the mortgage industry, calculated from actual lock rates with consumers across 35% of all mortgage transactions nationwide. They do not tell us points paid, points received, or the APR. They tell us the number you need to put in your mortgage calculator to find out what your principal and interest payment will be. Don't have a mortgage calculator? Shame on you. But get one. It's free. rsrlinks.com/mobile app. rsrlinks.com/mobile app. What did rates do on Friday? Clean sweep, they were all up. Conventional 30-year fix, 6.862. Jumbo 30-year fix, 7.115. FHA 30-year fix, 6.615. VA 30-year fix, 6.515. And the USDA loan, rural areas, generally no down payment, 30-year fix, 6.497. And the best loan on the market, the Home Select loan from Geneva Financial. GetHomeselect.com. GetHomeselect.com. Lowest interest expense, but it's got a high interest rate. I don't care what the interest rate is if I don't have to spend a lot of money, because I can't go out to eat on an interest rate, but I can go out to eat with money. Check it out. Hey, let's see what the markets are doing today. And as always, we start off with the S&P 500 is now up 8.42. And we've got the bonds. Let's look at what the bonds are doing. The 10-year Treasury down 3 basis points, 4.47, 4.48. Mortgage bond is up 16 basis points, par 84. When the bond goes up, the interest rates go down. Why is that happening? No good reason for it to happen today, because other than the fact that we got another bogus report from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. And as you know, I share all the time that we get the BS report from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Why do I call it the BS report? Because that's exactly what it is. It's a bunch of malarkey. And they prove it to us on their own website. I mean, it's amazing how I can go to their website and I know that the report they give us is full of baloney. Because if you look, they said that on Friday when they released the May jobs report, they came out and said that we created 139,000 jobs. Oh, and by the way, the April report, they said that they messed up. They overstated it by 30,000 jobs. And the March report, they overstated by 108,000 jobs. So you look at these things and you say, okay, every single month they overstate them. I'm looking at January, after they did all the revisions, down 32,000. February, down 49,000. March, down 108,000. April, so far, we've only seen one revision, down 30,000. They have 2 more chances to get it right. It's kind of like playing baseball. You only have to get it right once every lifetime. And then you get the census that came out and said that for the last the fourth quarter, just 3 months, for the fourth quarter of 2024, the Bureau of Labor Statistics overstated the number by 553,000 jobs.
Idiot.
Right.
Such an idiot.
They're idiots. Now, the problem is the markets move on that data. So the market looked at it and said, okay, well, we're still gonna reflect what we see, because we don't look more than just, well, I'm not gonna. We've got the CPI report comes out on Wednesday. Another one of those reports, in my opinion, and I'm right, is a bogus number because it looks at 44% of the core reading is shelter. 8% of the population is going to move. So why do we put such a high percentage of the weighting on CPI, which everybody, the market's all going to move on? We put it based on CPI, which is 44%, and no one cares, right? I mean, are you going to go out to eat? Are you going to go to the grocery store? Everybody does that. 44% of the people don't care if real estate values are going up, if rental values are going up. They just don't care because they're not going to move. Unbelievable. That's the Mortgage Minute, brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call. 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990. Today we are graced with having Katie Ratcliffe is with us. We're going to learn about rental exams, and I am going to articulate that properly because I don't know, Katie, you probably don't know this, but we had Paula Schlew used to come on the radio show, and she has a company that does colonoscopy work or colon flushes. That'll be the rectal part. This is rental. We're going to stick with the N in there.
Yeah.
We're going to articulate this properly.
Yeah.
What is rental exams?
Yes. So we're a rental inspection company. Our
Okay.
inspectors go into rental properties on behalf of the landlord just to check in on the visual condition of the interior and the exterior.
Is it only when somebody's moving, or is it just when they're, will they do it like for spot checks and things like that?
Yeah, spot checks is kind of the purpose of it. So yes, we do move in and move out inspections. But the point is more so that we're checking in mid-lease. So we're talking about once a year, just to make sure that we're holding the tenant accountable, that everything's still looking good inside. And
So you're doing the work on the behalf of the landlord, not on behalf of a renter?
correct, yes, on behalf of the landlord. So they usually have the right written into their lease to go and inspect on a regular basis, usually once a year. But a lot of landlords don't take advantage of that.
Do they even know that they should be doing it?
I don't know. We don't
We're gonna
think
find
so,
out.
honestly. Yeah.
How long does a rental exam take?
Honestly, only about 15, 20 minutes, which is super fast compared to like a regular home inspection.
So are you just going in and eyeballing everything, or are you going through there with one of those fancy gimbal things and learning?
So there's a really long checklist. So they are thorough, but the inspectors go in and take a lot of pictures just so that they can document the condition of that property. And if you go in and you have a rental inspection once a year, then you can document that over time.
So you've got a baseline. So I would think that you'd want to have it when before somebody moves in.
Yes.
And then you've got a baseline to look at each ensuing visit.
Yes. So you would want to do it before you move in, a move-in inspection to make sure that everything is good for the tenant. And then once a year, just to kind of hold them accountable, make sure that the lease terms are, that they're staying compliant to their lease terms, and making sure that they're not completely trashing the property, and making sure that they're taking care of their landscaping if that is part of their contract. And you want to catch these things early so that they don't become big problems later on.
So are you going in there, when we talked like a home inspection,
Mm-hmm.
right? So we get Jeff Clark comes in here and he talks about these home inspections and or John and Melissa Hammond come in, and because they're in Tennessee, so the commute is a little long for them, right? But you go in there and they're taking multiple hours and they're checking every electrical socket and the air conditioning unit. Are you doing that?
No, we are visual inspection only. So we're making sure that everything is okay from the landlord's perspective. If the landlord walked in here right now, are they going to be happy with the condition of their investment, right? Regular certified master home inspectors will go into your attic, they'll go into your crawl space, they'll test all of your appliances. It's really invasive, and that's not something that you would want to do mid-lease.
Okay.
So rental inspections are mid-lease. So it's a really fast process in and out just to make sure everything is okay, hold the tenant accountable, and then document that over time.
Okay, so you're not really doing the heavy lifting.
Correct. Yes.
Gotcha. What about the needs for the insurance companies? Is that something you get involved with?
So since our reports are visual based and photo based evidence, they often can be used in like landlord tenant disputes. So it's good to have everything documented.
Okay. So so the landlord, so the tenant disputes. But what I'm wondering, is, right now we're in California, and one of the big beauties of what you're doing for California is everything's litigious.
Right.
Right. So, it's kind of hard to say. It's not a he said, she said when you got a third party that's got a picture.
Correct. Exactly.
Okay. So, but, when I get my renewal form from State Farm's not going to renew. Oh, okay. But AAA or whoever, can I use that? Can I send you in to take a picture of the electrical panel?
Yeah, absolutely. You
Okay.
can always submit a special request in the notes as the landlord to go in and check on something specific for us.
Okay. What is it expensive?
No, actually, our one inspection is priced at $159, but first-time landlords get $50 off. So your first inspection will be $109, and that's in the entire state of California.
The whole state?
Yes, the whole state.
Whew. Katie statewide. Okay, so that's a pretty interesting process.
Yeah.
Now, why would somebody want to do this on their own instead of, hiring a property manager or something?
Well, property management will charge you between 8 and 12% of your monthly rent, right? So on a $3,000 rental, that's about $3,000 or more per year that you're paying these property managers. And I think more and more landlords are realizing that with the new services that are coming out, they're becoming more capable and more empowered to handle all of these things by themselves. And so with services like rental exams, they can kind of not have to lean on really expensive traditional property management and get these services to have things done for a more affordable price and a little bit more conveniently for them.
Now, do you work with property managers also?
Yeah, absolutely. If they don't have the time to go in and check on all of their properties, then yes, we're there to help them as well.
Well, heck, I look at it and say, it's not an issue of time, it's desire. I mean,
Right.
send you out there for $100, $150, whatever. What would you say it was?
159.
$159.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, okay, so I don't have to do it, and I can go to the beach and send Katie and her group out there
Yeah.
for $159, and have it all done.
Absolutely.
Interesting. Okay, so when we come back, I want to talk to you. You mentioned some other services, the do-it-yourself way. I love technology. I am a tech nerd, of course. And again, I understand it basic from a 30,000-foot level, and then I automate it. Everybody that knows me knows my definition of automation means Josh does it. But we're going to talk about that, and maybe we'll learn about some of these different tools that are out there. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, shame on you. But the replay is available. Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564. Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Are you like many of your neighbors trying to figure out how to pay off your debts so you can retire someday? Build bigger savings. Invest in opportunities. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Debt will destroy 50% of Americans from being able to retire earlier and with more. What if you could have a guaranteed program that could show you how to eliminate all of your debt in 10 years or less? All without having to spend more each month than you spend right now. Yes, that's correct. All without spending more from your checkbook each month than you are today. Get your free analysis today to see if you qualify. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Log on today for your free analysis. rsrnodebt.com. No purchase necessary. The free analysis takes only 2 minutes. rsrnodebt.com. Ron Siegel Radio is your home and mortgage connection. Go to rsrnodebt.com. rsrnodebt.com.
Confused about the home buying process? Or curious how much you really know about buying a home? Take the First Home IQ quiz to test your understanding of buying a home. Created by the nonprofit First Home IQ, this 5-minute quiz will give you a score, what you missed, and why. Take the quiz in 5 minutes at rsrlinks.com/FHIQ and find out what you need to know about buying your first home. That's rsrlinks.com/FHIQ.
Are you a renter and tired of making monthly payments? Paying off someone else's mortgage? Hey, it's Ron Siegel here to help you stop renting and start owning your dream home with amazing low interest rates. And you could potentially qualify for a $500,000 home for less than $5,000 out of pocket. So stop renting. Start owning with Ron Siegel. Learn more at ronsiegelradio.com and start owning today. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you paying rent because you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you paying rent because you don't believe you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? At Siegel Lending Team at ronismylender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel Lending Team today at ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037. ronismylender.com.
Do you believe Southern California real estate is a great investment? Are you a little short to be a cash investor? Are you missing the Social Security card or tax returns? The Siegel Lending Team has the loans for you. Common Sense Lending is back. Yes, there's a cost to higher risk, but the reward can be great. Call today for details. 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 217037 and DRE number 1869452.
Do you own a luxury home or planning to purchase one? If so, your home may be your largest asset, but your mortgage may also be your largest debt. The Siegel Lending Team is offering amazing financing opportunities right now. Jumbo loans up to $2 million, 30-year rates in the 3% and 15-year rates in the 2s. Learn more at ronsiegelradio.com or call me directly. My number is 800-306-1990. Licensed under NMLS 217037. Equal Housing Lender.
Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel Lending Team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel Lending Team knows that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 21037 and DRE number 018694452.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by rsrmoney.com. rsrmoney.com. Understanding today's mortgage rates is 3% coming back. A lot of buyers are pressing pause on their plans these days, holding out hope that mortgage rates will come down, maybe even back to the historic low 3% from a few years ago. But here's the thing. Those rates were never meant to last. They were a short-term response to a very specific moment in time. And as the market finds its footing again, it's time to reset expectations. Back in 2020 and 2021, 3% mortgage rates gave buyers a serious boost, more affordability, more buying power, and more opportunity. But those rates were a result of emergency economic policies during the height of the global pandemic. Now the economy is in a different place. We're seeing mortgage rates in the high 6% to low 7% range. And while experts currently project a slight easing in the months ahead, most industry leaders agree rates are not going back to 3%. I sure hope not. Do we want another pandemic? No, that does not sound like fun.
You know better than that.
Instead, many forecasts suggest rates will settle in the mid 6% range by the end of the year, pending any major economic shift. As Carrying, senior economist at Zillow, says, quote, while Zillow expects mortgage rates to end the year near mid 6%, barring any unforeseen shocks, that path might be bumpy. What buyers should know, basically, waiting for 3% rates might mean waiting longer than you'd expect and missing out. Along the way, instead of putting off home buying indefinitely, make a plan to get there and focus on what you can control, your budget, your credit, and working with a trusted professional who can explain exactly what's happening in the current market and how to navigate it. Your local real estate agent and a trusted lender make all the difference in this process. The experts have insights into down payment assistance programs, alternative financing options, negotiating strategies, and overall the experience you need on your side. Understand creative ways that will make your plans work. And here's the biggest thing to keep in mind. Since rates are projected to ease slightly later this year, if that happens, it could bring some more buyers back into the market. Acting now gives you a head start, especially with more homes on the market than we've seen in years. Think about it. If mortgage rates do come down, what do you think everyone else is going to do? That's it. Jump back into the market. Getting ahead of that rush could put you in a stronger position to find the right home with less competition. Realtor.com sums it up well. Staying out of the market in hopes of a rate drop that never comes can lead to missed opportunities. Rising home prices, rent increases, and inflation might outpace any future savings on interest. And if rates do fall sharply again, buyers could face an entirely different challenge: surging competition. Bottom line, those 3% rates everyone remembers from a few years ago were the exception, not the rule. Now they're settling into new inventory. It's a good time to adjust your expectations and learn more about where things are heading as this market shifts. A local real estate agent and trusted lender will be your best resource, always keeping you up to date, informed, so you can make sense of your options and build a game plan that works for you. That is the Real-Time Real Estate segment, brought to you by rsrmoney.com, rsrmoney.com. Continuing our conversation, Katie Radcliffe, Rental Exams is the name of her company, out there helping the DIY landlord. You know, that just those three letters make me nervous. DIY.
Do it yourself. Honestly, with all of these new services that are coming out, it's making it a lot easier for landlords to manage their rental portfolios by themselves.
Give me an idea of what you mean by the new services.
Yeah. So for example, there is a listing there are many listing services, but the easiest one to use is a rental manager. So that makes it super easy for the landlord just to upload some pictures of their property and advertise maybe one open house that they want to do. And they tell everybody to go on that one open house day so that they can meet all of the potential tenants and pick one from there.
Are the pictures that you take the right resolution or sizing or whatever they call it for that Zillow rental manager?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Usually, I mean, just the cell phone camera can be, I mean, they're so good now. Yeah. Sometimes you can't even tell the difference between that and a professional photographer.
Well, the funny thing is that when we sit here in our studio, I've got this fancy camera that faces me, and you look a hell of a lot better, Katie, on the iPhone camera. Right? I mean, not just the subject matter, but I mean the image there. But so you can do you guys use it? Is that what you use as a cell phone camera?
Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Wow. So you're able to go and that's good just to upload right into Zillow.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we got tool number one is Zillow Rental Manager.
Yeah. For tenant screening, there is a little bit of a screening process with Zillow, but for a full criminal eviction background check, I prefer to use Rent Spree.
Rent Spree.
Yes.
Okay.
So I really like RentSpree because it gives you the option to charge the tenant for their report. I think last time I checked, I think it was $39 per person for a full criminal eviction history background check. So for tenant screening, absolutely going to want to use a service like that.
And do they do so they're doing the credit eviction, you said?
Yes.
Do they do a credit report also?
Yes. That is
Okay.
part of RentSpree.
Okay, so you can get a credit report. Holy cow, they don't need me anymore. Okay, put me out of business, Katie. I get it. Okay, that's cool. And yeah, is there something that you can collect the money with?
Yes, a tons. I think the most popular right now is Turbo Tenant.
Turbo Tenant.
Yes.
Is that related to TurboTax?
It might be. I have no idea.
Oh, okay. Because you want something that's going to get into your. I'm sure there's some way that you can link some of these things so that they go right into your
Absolutely.
accounting software.
Yeah.
So that's going to collect the money.
Mm-hmm.
And is it expensive?
Turbo Tenant, no. Actually, there's some free services as well, but
Yeah, usually
one
you get
Google
what you
search
pay for,
away.
though,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so I got my friend ChatGPT that'll do all these searches, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
okay, so that's pretty interesting. And is that all like I'm not asking you about their, I guess I am asking you about their company. Is it like an ACH payment? Or
Yeah,
does
you
it
can do
check?
ACH. Yep. A lot of these services accept anything. And credit cards, debit cards. I'm a renter too. I think mine accepts credit cards, which I thought was wild.
Okay.
So I can pay my rent on a credit card.
Got to get the points.
Right? Yeah.
They might charge you extra for the service fee.
$2.95.
Oh, that's not bad. Okay, so that's pretty interesting. A lot of tools. You're right. There is a lot of tools. You just covered everything that. Well, so you've got the Zillow Rental Manager. You've got the credit service. You've got the money collection service.
Yes, but what there was not until now was a service to help you with your annual rental inspections.
Right.
So now there is. That is why Rental Exams was born. And right now, it's the only service that I've seen available in California to help you, to go in for you, to take those pictures, to document the condition, and then also to keep it in a portal for you over time so that you can kind of watch that.
Oh, that's interesting because we didn't talk about that before. So it's in a portal that's just kept there.
Yes. So landlords can log into rentalexams.com and through their landlord portal, they can see all of their properties and all of the past reports for all of their properties. So they can very closely monitor and watch, my property dropped from an A to a B. What is going on? Like what I mean?
Okay, now you got to explain that. What does an A and a B mean?
Yes. So we're a point-based scoring report. So our inspectors are going into every room or every area of the home, and they have their matrix that they have to check, and they're rating each area of the home based on points. So,
Give me an idea of what a matrix would look like.
Okay.
What are you checking?
Yeah. So, just for let's say the inspector is in the kitchen, right? They're looking at the condition of the walls and the paint first, and then they want to make sure that the ceiling is okay. There's no holes. Is the floor okay? Is the tile chipped, or is everything okay? So walls, ceilings, floors, cabinets, counters. Does the oven look like it's in good condition, visually? The microwave. And then one of the most helpful ones is checking under the sink to make sure that there's no visible staining or leaks. So you get pictures of all of these things as in the report as the landlord. So that's just the kitchen. So, and then through every space, there's the matrix that you go through and you get points on. And so all of the points at the end are tallied up. And it's based on, so A, B, C, D, or F, right? So an A is 90%. You got 90% of the points possible for this home. And then B is 80 to 90, just like a regular kind of report card.
So you can go in there and say that it was an A, and after year one, it's a B, and after year two. Now, does that account for normal wear and tear, or is it, because you go from the first year when someone moves in, it might be an A.
Right.
Right. Because the landlord just painted everything.
Yeah.
And they put in new carpet and they put in new flooring or whatever. But after the third year, you've got wear spots that I'm sure are going to show up in your pictures.
Right.
On the carpet.
Yeah.
Is that going to, so now that might be, so you could be a C just from normal wear and tear.
It could be, yeah. So you would want to just watch that score over time. And I'd say like once you get to a C, then you really know as a landlord, okay, I should really be kind of making some touch-ups here. Maybe touch-ups to the paint. Maybe the carpet needs to be swapped. So
does the consumer see this report also?
No, not the results of the report. They can request it because it does contain pictures of their home. So they can request it if they would like to. But it doesn't go straight to them, no.
Well, because I was just thinking as a landlord, you might be saying, okay, do I want to show them that the carpet is worn out and give them the idea that maybe I should call my landlord and ask him to fix this?
Right.
Right. So you just wonder some of those things every once in a while. We're going to continue our conversation. Katie Radcliffe, Rental Exams is the name of the company. We're talking about the DIY landlord right now. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564. Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Are you like many of your neighbors trying to figure out how to pay off your debts so you could retire someday? Build bigger savings. Invest in opportunities. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Debt will destroy 50% of Americans from being able to retire earlier and with more. What if you could have a guaranteed program that could show you how to eliminate all of your debt in 10 years or less? All without having to spend more each month than you spend right now. Yes, that's correct. All without spending more from your checkbook each month than you are today. Get your free analysis today to see if you qualify. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Log on today for your free analysis. rsrnodebt.com. No purchase necessary. The free analysis takes only 2 minutes. rsrnodebt.com. Ron Siegel Radio is your home and mortgage connection. Go to rsrnodebt.com. rsrnodebt.com.
Confused about the home buying process? Or curious how much you really know about buying a home? Take the First Home IQ quiz to test your understanding of buying a home. Created by the nonprofit First Home IQ, this 5-minute quiz will give you a score, what you missed, and why. Take the quiz in 5 minutes at rsrlinks.com/FHIQ and find out what you need to know about buying your first home. That's rsrlinks.com/FHIQ.
Are you a renter and tired of making monthly payments? Paying off someone else's mortgage? Hey, it's Ron Siegel here to help you stop renting and start owning your dream home with amazing low interest rates. And you could potentially qualify for a $500,000 home for less than $5,000 out of pocket. So stop renting. Start owning with Ron Siegel. Learn more at RonSiegelRadio.com and start owning today. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you paying rent because you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you paying rent because you don't believe you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? At Siegel Lending Team at RonIsMyLender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel Lending Team today at RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037. RonIsMyLender.com.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Your Credit Matters segment today being brought to you by rsrlinks.com/debt-free, rsrlinks.com/debt-free. How your credit score is just like the U.S. credit rating. Listening to Ron Siegel Radio, your home and finance connection. I am Ron Siegel, and today I've got a topic that hits home for every household and the whole country. Ready? Here it is. Your credit score and the U.S. credit rating. They have more in common than you think. When you hear the news say the U.S. just got downgraded, it can sound like some big Wall Street thing that doesn't affect us, but let's connect the dots. The U.S. has a credit rating just like you have a FICO score, and the rules behind it are surprisingly similar. What's the U.S. credit rating? So first, what exactly is the U.S. credit rating? Well, the government borrows trillions of dollars through treasury bonds, just like you might borrow for a home or a car, and global investors want to know how safe is it to lend money to the U.S.? That's where the credit rating comes in. It's issued by three big players, Standard & Poor's, Moody's, and Fitch Ratings. Think of it like a report card with letter grades, AAA, prime, super safe, like an 800, 850 FICO score. AA, very strong. Think 740 to 799 FICO score. Hey, good, but with a bit more risk, 670 to 739. Triple B and below, you're moving into the high risk zone. If the US drops from AAA to AA+, it's like your FICO score going from 820 to 770. Still respectable, but you may pay a little more interest, just like Uncle Sam would. How does a FICO score work for you? Now, your personal credit score, usually a FICO score, ranges from 300 to 850. The ingredients, you know them. 35% pay history. Do you pay on time? 30%. Credit utilization. Are you maxing out your credit cards? 15%. Length of credit history. 10%. New credit inquiries. 10%. Credit mix. Mortgages, auto loans, credit cards. You've probably also seen Vantage scores pop up on apps like Credit Karma. But here's the key. FICO is still about 90% of lenders use, deciding if they'll approve your mortgage, car loan, or credit card. Vantage score, I call it a FACO score, is great for tracking trends, but serious decisions usually come from your FICO score. What causes a downgrade for the U.S. and for you? So what can cause the U.S. to get downgraded? Same stuff that hurts your score. Rising national debts. That's like maxing out your credit cards. Debt ceiling fights, just like missing a payment. Government shutdowns, like having unreliable income. In fact, back in 2011, the U.S. was downgraded because Congress couldn't agree on raising the debt ceiling. That's not so different from how a missed payment dings your FICO score. The big reason why this matters to you, here's the takeaway. Even the biggest economy on earth can struggle with credit issues, and the same basic rules apply to you. U.S. problem, debt ceiling delays, your credit equivalent, missed payments. U.S. problem, excessive borrowing, your equivalent, maxed out credit cards. U.S. problem, economic instability, your credit equivalent, irregular income and overspending. U.S. problem, credit downgrade, your credit equivalent, FICO score drops. When good credit builds confidence for countries and for families, when your credit score is strong, you get better interest rates. You qualify more easily for mortgages and refinances. You have more flexibility in a crisis. That's why we talk about liability management so much on this show. It's not about debt being paid. It's about managing debt so well so your financial reputation stays strong. So how's your financial reputation right now? If you'd like to find out ways to rebuild your credit better than the U.S. Treasury even, visit us anytime. Building your credit, rsrccpayment.com. rsrccpayment.com will show you how to manage your credit cards for maximum FICO score impact. And if you want a full liability checkup, go to rsrlinks.com/Sora, rsrlinks.com/Sora, and schedule yours today. Remember, I'm not just a mortgage lender, I'm a certified liability advisor, helping families build wealth through strategic debt management. Let's keep your score and your household balance sheet in prime shape. That's what we've got for you today on Your Credit Matters, brought to you by rsrlinks.com/debt-free, rsrlinks.com/debt-free. Don't forget to follow us for more Borrow Smart and Building Wealth strategies. Again, that is Your Credit Matters, brought to you by rsrlinks.com/debt-free, rsrlinks.com/debt-free. Continue our conversation this morning. Katie Radcliffe, rental exams. We're talking about that home inspection from the perspective of the landlord. And, you know, on Ron Siegel Radio, I've talked to you about many, many times the 45-year-old's path to financial freedom. And how do I define financial freedom? It's having the money to do everything you want and the time to do it. You can do that through real estate. Buy a house, I don't care what it looks like. You know, a studio, a one bedroom, whatever. Get in the game. Refinance that as soon as you've got enough equity and buy another house, something a little bit better, something a little nicer. For yourself, rent out the first house. Oh, yeah, then you got to call Katie so she does the rental exams for you. Do that 5 times over in a 15 or 20-year time period. And at the end of that 20-year time period, you can retire because you've got income coming from all of those other properties all the time. And the rental prices keep going up. Now, 20 years, 5 properties. That means you're calling Katie 5 times a year to have an inspection done, right, Katie?
5 times a year.
I mean, 5 times. Well, yeah, 5 times. You have 5 properties.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Sorry.
5 properties once a year for each one of them.
Yeah.
Gonna keep you busy.
Yes. I thought we were talking about one property. I was like, no, maybe not 5 times.
Don't need that for that, but if you have 5 properties.
Yeah, absolutely, yes.
And Katie just gave us in the last segment, if you missed it, shame on you, you know, several tools to find your tenants, to what, you know, we didn't talk about, Katie. Are there any easy, simple tools that, you know, to do the lease agreements and things like that?
Yeah, actually Zillow creates draft leases.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can draft your lease with Zillow too. So if you're already listing your property on there, then they can help you with that.
Yeah, then you just throw it into ChatGPT and
exactly.
And everyone's using ChatGPT now,
Mm-hmm.
right? I mean, some people even use it the right way, you know, because you can get pretty in depth with it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, some people are using it just as an alternative to doing a Google search, right? You put a real short question in there, and
right.
But you know, you can really do a nice job in there. You've got some really cool stuff that you've talked about.
Yeah.
Tell me more. What do you? I want to hear more about what you do. What your vision is for you're relatively new.
Yes.
Tell us what the vision is for what you're going to do.
Well, I think that I really want to help landlords understand that they should be kind of checking in once a year. It's really good practice because you don't want to just guess about the condition of your property. So I think that not enough people are taking advantage of their right to inspect right now. And so my goal is to kind of educate landlords and make sure that they know that they have that right. Because I don't think a lot of people are utilizing that, taking advantage of that right now. So I really want all California landlords, you know, that's where we're starting. I want all of the California landlords to understand that they can be either going and checking themselves or hiring us to go check in on their rentals for them. And then after California, we'll see after maybe Arizona next.
Now, doesn't every landlord just have a property manager?
No, actually, 45% of landlords are self-managing.
Really?
45, well, that's almost half of them do it themselves. Yeah.
That's a pretty big amount.
Yeah. And it's going to continue to grow, right? Because more landlords are realizing that they don't need to invest 8 to 12% of their in the rental income every month to go to a property manager. More services are being released all the time that kind of help empower landlords to do it themselves.
Now, you used to help consumers find rentals, right?
I did, yeah.
So you understand this from the consumer side.
I do, yes. And from the consumer's perspective, you know, I understand that it can be really weird to have some random service person in your home. And so that's why we really designed it to be as non-invasive, as fast, but still as thorough as possible. The tenants also get the optional opportunity, if they'd like to complete a tenant satisfaction survey that goes straight to the landlord so that they can be heard on any issues that they might be having too. So we're not just there to represent the landlord only, we're also there to help the tenant as much as we can.
Wow, you guys are doing a lot of stuff in there.
Yeah.
Great stuff. If you want more information, give me a call at 800-306-1990, rentalexams.com, rentalexams.com. And if you don't remember that, again, just call me at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. I know how to find Katie, and I can put you in touch with her. And as always, I ask, set that first radio preset button to come back here and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. Big thanks to Josh and Sean who are engineering us today. And of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime. 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. And remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.